My name is Manuel Mejias. I am a reentry coordinator for the PIMA Prevention Partnership. I help 18 to 24-year-old kids coming out of the county jail. We help them get jobs, we help them turn their lives around, teach them some life skills, how to be good employees, and I love the job that I'm doing.
My name is Juanita Garcia. I work at Tucson Tamale Company. I've been here for 7 years. I roll and pack tamales. I pack 5,000 tamales a day. What I like best about my job is meeting new people and rolling the tamales. And now it's packing, so I love it all.
Well, my name is Veronica. I work doing housekeeping and I'm a dishwasher. And I like to rescue dogs. I have pit bulls. I rescue them and train them and find homes for them. And I'm going to go to school for that because, well, I love animals.
My name is Ramon Valenzuela. I am the regional sales manager for Kellogg Supply. It's a distributor for products in the Hispanic community in the state of Arizona. I thank Mr. Nate Fisk, Mr. Don Fisk, and Mr. Douglas Mahoney for giving me the opportunity to be part of their company and their family.
My name's Pete Thomas and I'm a crew leader, arborist, studying to become a certified arborist. I work for RO Landscape Tree Service. I've been here for 2 years and Roy's really opened up a lot of doors for me. Gave me a chance based on my skills that I had learned before. And over the years and putting in hard work, this and that, I've now become a crew leader here. You know, hard work and determination are things that are just real hard to find, especially with somebody with 15 felony convictions on their record.
When I was 15 years old, I got involved with an 18 and a 19-year-old party crew. We did a lot of drugs, drinking. Long story short, we ended up committing a murder. And at 15 years old, I went to prison with a life sentence. Through the Court of Appeals, I got that knocked down to 20 years. And I did 20 years day for day. I didn't get out of prison until I was 35 years old.
I first got involved in the criminal justice in 2004. I was charged with narcotic drugs and I did 4 years in the state penitentiary. Being incarcerated took a lot out of me. It took my family. I let everything go.
Well, I got arrested about a month after I moved here from Indiana. I had a bad drug problem and I moved here, walked right into the same situation, and I pawned some stolen items for my brother. I didn't know they were stolen at the time, but caught a class 3 felony and was in jail within a month.
I first got involved in the criminal justice system through the use of drugs. I started using marijuana at a very young age. I then transitioned from the use of marijuana to the sales of marijuana. In total, I've done 10 years of the federal prison system, which I've taken away from my family.
I was caught with a pound of heroin, 5 pounds of pot, and a bunch of money, and I was sentenced to 12 years, 8 months.
Me getting incarcerated changed my life. It changed my family's life. It changed the lives of my victims. It was a real life-changing experience, a real eye-opener. I think my turning point in prison is when a fellow inmate helped me realize that I had to face myself, that it wasn't the drugs, it wasn't the alcohol, it wasn't my upbringing, or even society. The choices that I made, and I had to live with them. When I realized what kind of person I had become, what my life ended up in, I realized that I didn't like myself very much and I needed to change. So I started to educate myself mentally, spiritually, emotionally. I started reading a lot of books, taking every class I could think of, and just trying to become a better person.
Turning point was my grandchildren. When I first met them, that's when I told myself that I was never going to go back and letting them see me use drugs or drink alcohol ever again. When it came close to me getting out, I told myself I was never going to do it again. And today, I've been sober and clean for 10 years.
And my probation officer gave me another chance. And that made all the difference in the world for me. And through that second chance, I got to get involved with a lot of programs that help, programs that actually worked for me. Job employment programs, counseling programs, just a bunch of different things that made it possible for me to overcome and the issues I had with myself and thrive and become a functioning member again, even with a felony. Taking responsibility, one thing at a time, and slowly, it's built up to a lot of responsibility in my life, but it's been wonderful. I mean, it's made a complete change in my life to the point where I'm getting off probation early and work 2 jobs I love.
So they segregated me for a year. At that time, I didn't have very much contact with human beings. I read a lot of books, and one of the books that I read was the Bible. It was just difficult being away from my family and being separated from everybody, so I found the Lord. And that was one of the major turning points where He showed me the way to become a law-abiding citizen and a person that actually loved human beings. And when I left the prison system, I actually promised myself, and I promised my mother and my father, who have passed away. They actually passed away while I was incarcerated also. So I promised them before they passed away that I would never return to the prison system, and that I would make the best of my life, and that I would do what they expected from me when I was younger. Instead of fighting the system, just become part of the system and actually work for what I get.
They put me on a minimum security yard, allowed me to go into the wildland firefighting crew, where I got to work with the National Forestry. I got certified in all areas of firefighting, got my CPR certification, and I found a real interest in trees and the environment, and I'm always a hard worker, so running up a mountain with a 45-pound backpack and a saw on my shoulder was really exciting to me, and it was a program designed to give somebody an in when they got out of prison. I came from a very privileged family in Southern California. Each one of my family members owned their own business, so in the time of my incarceration, I was kind of spoiled. I had somebody to call every day of the week. I would get on the phone and talk to the family because my family supported me. So after 9 years and 5 months of my incarceration, it was getting time to come home. They were all real excited, saying, "Oh, we're all so glad you're coming home. We're all so glad you're coming home." And then nobody wanted to give me an address. They all turned their back on me. I couldn't go back to California, where I'm from. I had to make Tucson my home. I got thrown out of a little shuttle with a white box and $150 in my pocket, and they said, "Go ahead." And that was really scary. That was really scary because I was used to having that safety net. They had every right to turn their back on me and say, "Hey, you need to make it on your own." And at that point, it gave me the drive and determination to say, "Hey, I'm going to do this. I've really got to change. I've really got to change something. I've got to do something different." So that gave me the ambition and the desire to change and go forward.
When I first got out, I had to do anything I could to make the ends meet. Any job that I could get, landscaping, janitor. And all I could think about was other people who were coming out behind me that might not have had the support system that I had. And I kept thinking about the kids my age that were making the same type of mistakes. So anywhere that I could, anywhere that I had the opportunity, I tried to talk to kids. I tried to go to public schools and to churches and tell them about the decisions that I made and how hard it was to get a job when I got out and how hard it was to even find a place to live having a record. So it was almost like I had 2 jobs. Trying to support myself, but also trying to do my best to make sure that some people didn't follow in my footsteps.
I made the necessary changes by going out and looking for a job and finding what I like. And so I'm still where I'm at.
We give anybody who's willing to work a chance, and we've had a lot of success overall with it. I'm Todd Martin. I own Tucson Tamale. We started 8 years ago, And this year, we're actually set to make over 2.5 million tamales, and every single one of them by hand. And those hands are wonderful employees. What we look for in an employee is we want somebody who's got a great attitude, who's willing to learn, and doesn't mind a little bit of hard work. We've always had a belief that we hire anybody regardless of their background, so we have hired quite a few people that have been convicted in the past. And our experience, quite frankly, has been the same as the general population. The community of people that have been convicted in the past is a great source of potential employees, and I think every employer should consider it, because we've had some great success with it, and it really opens up the possibilities in terms of the number of applicants you can get and the quality of applicants. There's a lot of quality applicants out there. Juanita is our most tenured employee. She's been with us for 7 years, and she's a joy. Every day when she shows up to work, she's got a great attitude. She's ready to do whatever needs to be done that day. She's done a number of different jobs with us, and every single job she's had with us, she's done an excellent job at it, and we love Juanita.
I really want to do next is nothing but just roll tamales, I guess.
My plans for the future are that I'm going to go to school in August. I'm going to start working on my veterinary technician degree. I love animals, and there's so many that need love. And I want to train them, some of them as service animals for our veterans. So my husband's a veteran. It's a real big thing to me, and they're just amazing dogs.
I think my goals going forward from this point is to continue what I'm doing right now. I have a golden opportunity to try to help other guys that are coming out, re-enter society with a better plan and a better life.
One of my major goals that I look forward to in life is actually completing my life. Watching my children all graduate from high school, all going to college, all making sure that they got a great opportunity to life. And working for this company, I wish someday that I could become more upper management than where I'm at now. That's a high goal to shoot for, but it's one of my goals.
My plans for the future are to become a certified arborist. Instead of paying $1,000 a month rent, I'm going to put that into equity into a home. I'm involved in the mentor program, and I can plan on continuing to help other people who are coming out of prison and just don't have a lot of hope, because there's not a lot of hope when they open those doors and throw you out and say, there you go. And the world's a tough place out there, and you've got to be tough too.
Society does not accept people that come out of prison because they're the pits of society. Well, not all of us are. Not all of us are. I think that given an opportunity, people will pay you back.
And I've had employers tell me, you and that other guy really go the extra mile. And it just so happens that me and the other guy both have criminal records. And I told him, we have something to prove. We know how society looks at us. We really want to do a good job and make our employer successful.
It's just because somebody has a record doesn't make them a bad person. People make mistakes every day. Just some people make bigger mistakes than others, but anybody can overcome them if they're just put their mind to it, their heart to it, and accept the help that's there.
Don't go with a hard feeling that you're going to feel sorry for this individual. Do it on his merit. Give him an opportunity and watch him grow. And that's what I would ask from anybody that is out there and is looking for people to hire. Give the people coming out of prison a second chance.
Go for it, hire them, change their lives.
Yeah, we don't care what somebody's past is as long as it's not their future.